Now let's dive into what each class focuses on individually, as well as how they work together. Be flexible. The first and easiest class is going to be the entry-level class, Be Flexible. This class concentrates on exactly that, the resident being flexible. This is solely a relaxation and stretch class that focuses on restoring and expanding the range of motion. Before residents can effectively exercise, they must establish and become comfortable with their current range of motion. Establishing a range of motion in a stretch class using no weights allows the residents to gain a feel of where their limits of reach may be in general, or sometimes even just for that day. As the instructor, it's your job to observe the various limits of your residents with no weights before you progress them to the point of using resistance. Once residents are comfortable moving around and you have a sense of the range of motion of your class, you can encourage residents to advance to resistance training. The next class and the next level up in the program is the Be Strengthened class. Be Strengthened. This class is built around the use of resistance bands. Once a range of motion has been established in the Be Flexible class, exercises with resistance bands can be used to add resistance to the end of an extension. Resistance bands offer a less intense introduction to resistance training, as they are less demanding of strength throughout the entire movement. Residents can go through part of the motion without feeling the weight, and then the resistance picks up right as they reach the end of the extension, in turn strengthening the joints and the ligaments of the muscles being used. Using these will be far less intimidating and physically demanding than using dumbbells right away to achieve the goal of resistance training. Once residents have become accustomed to using the bands, they will be ready to move on to the next class using dumbbells. The next class and the next level in the program is the Be Strong class. Be Strong. This is a resistance class that's built around the use of dumbbells. Residents that have gone through the Be Flexible class and have become comfortable with the Be Strengthened class and can safely hold on to a weight can participate in the Be Strong class. This class is going to be more physically demanding, as the resident will have to hold on to a weight for the duration of the class. Multiple weight sizes should be offered so the residents can find a weight they feel comfortable starting with. Typically, you'll need to have dumbbells available that range from 1 to 10 pounds. Activity professionals will have to pay close attention to residents that look like they're struggling to lift a certain weight, as well as residents who look like they're not being challenged enough because the weight may be too light. The next class, which is not necessarily a level up, is the cardio class, called Be Hearthealthy. The Be Hearthealthy class is a cardio class built around repeatedly raising your heart rate in a controlled fashion through variously intensified intervals. This class uses music and a stopwatch with the goal of continuous movement for the specified number of minutes. Residents will be challenged to keep up with a routine of vigorous movements through several timed intervals. The activity professional will also have to keep a close eye for residents that look like they need to take a break. Continue to remind the class, do what you can. Take a break when you need to. This class can be modified in several ways to meet the needs of the group as far as the speed of movements, the length of time for each interval, and the break time in between each bout of movement. The next class in the program is the B-Balance class. The B-Balance class is focused on strengthening the posture and challenging the balance of the resident. This class is built around standing and sitting repeatedly, as well as several different bouts of stance exercises that will challenge and develop the balance of the resident. Every resident that participates in this class will require a chair behind them to sit in, as well as a chair in front of them to hold on to when they're standing. This ensures that if a resident has to sit down in a hurry, they have their chair to fall back into. Also, if the resident were to need extra support while standing, they have the chair to hold on to in front. The activity professional will have to be extremely watchful for residents moving away from their chairs while performing the movements. Also being mindful and offering plenty of breaks in between for residents to have a seat and give their legs a rest. The amount of time taken for rest periods can vary greatly depending on the capability of your group.